Shout out to Rory and Mal. I'd love to have a conversation with you, brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk
They
about
don't-
nothing.
Especially before Gina views.
Yeah.
Who do y'all like more,
Maybe.
Rory or Mal? I prefer Mal's on-camera personality in the mouthpiece pose.
Say it again.
I prefer Mal over Rory.
Did anybody hear that just now?
What?
It's not.
I ain't hear nothing.
Wait, hear what?
I'm hitting the bell. It's not working.
Nah, that bell ain't ring.
You said to anybody hear
Oh
that?
yeah, you want me to?
It did not ding.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't work.
He can ding.
But it was ringing. It rung 2 times.
Oh yeah. No, I know why actually. Relax. Yeah, my
Oh,
fault.
okay.
Yeah, I know why. You can let me know when you want to. Go ahead.
It's all good. I already hit it. If they heard it, it's fine.
They didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
Nobody got dismissed yet.
There we go. So who do we like more, Rory or Mal?
Yeah, I'm taking Mal any day of the week. Mal is just more entertaining. He's blacker. That probably plays a big role in that.
I've seen multiple videos, basically people trolling Mal that he doesn't get like basic jokes.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
it's not even like it's like he's like he just lets it fly over his head. Like sometimes we'll do that. It's like you say something funny, but it's like nigga, we get it. It's like it's funny
Right.
or whatever.
Joe Rogan does that
But
too.
at least you
But
recognized it though.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan, he's like a little like grumpy about it.
Yeah,
but,
literally.
But with Mal, he's just like
He didn't even.
stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Like he doesn't even get it. So I'm gonna have to say Rory because Rory be shooting. Like Rory be shooting.
Yeah.
But is it Rory's fault if his jokes aren't landing on Mal?
Bro, they're not
No.
even.
I think it's
If you're doing
funny.
a
It's
show
funny IQ.
and it's not even like funny anymore. Like it's the fact that he's not getting the jokes isn't funny anymore. I don't know if it ever was because I was never really watching their show.
Yeah, me neither.
But-
I can't even. I've talked so much about them and never really watched full episodes before.
But if you have your co-host and you're all supposed to be close co-host,
Right.
like it's supposed to be some type of synergy.
No, you're supposed to be best friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're supposed to understand where I'm. Like,
We're
I'm supposed to catch everything.
We're teammates. We're supposed to pass the ball to each other and score. Like
Yeah.
we got to be a team.
How long do you think that this is going to last? Because these people they're not historically friends. They kind of, I don't want to say they got put together, but that's essentially what happened,
Kind
right?
of, yeah.
They started off.
I think it'll last for a lifetime because what else do they have?
Because
Yeah,
even
like
when,
what's the base?
That's different. What else do they have? Because even when you
Yeah.
see a situation like with Deezus and Mero, they had similar origin stories where they were just placed together because it worked.
Yeah.
They didn't have a real history. They knew each other because they lived in the same area. They were
Right.
familiar with each other.
But yeah.
But there was no
Yeah.
real, we in the lunchroom talking shit chemistry.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no we fuck these two Asian twins on December 27th,
Yeah.
2008.
In the same car.
Circa 2008. The Yin Yang twins.
But yeah.
But
But I don't know.
Maul is 40, bro.
He's 40?
Yes.
He's 40 years old.
Maul.
Not saying like that's old, but I didn't know he was 40
He's
years
40.
old.
I didn't realize he was that much older either.
So no wonder why he's not getting these fucking. He's senile like that dog.
Yep. His hearing is off. He probably didn't receive the punchline.
His
Right.
neurons aren't even connecting at the same level they did when he was 33.
Because I think, let me look up how old Rory is.
See, in order to keep your mental makeup up when you get into that age, you got to do crossword puzzles. Yeah, that's why they do bingo and things like that. It keeps them sharp. It keeps them on their toes.
Yeah. Or at least gambling or something.
Scramble.
All right, I just want to say,
Scrap.
I'd search how old is Rory, and the golf player popped up. Rory McKilley.
At least 34.
Does Rory have a last name?
I'm sure he does. I just don't know what the hell it is.
That is true.
I thought it was Maul.
I thought it was Maul.
But I don't know. Like,
What is
and
Rory's last name?
I think most people would say
Rory Farrell. Farrell.
Farrell.
Farrell.
Imagine it comes out he's Will Ferrell's great grandson.
And he's 13%.
I mean, they would be a perfect.
And he's a ginger.
They'd be a perfect duo because Maul is his ties. So it's like we both have ties to extremely successful people.
But that is a good point,
and
though.
we're trying to make our way.
And
about
when,
like, now about nah.
And when talking about black people, who would you rather hear from, Rory or Andrew Schultz? Because these are both white pundits.
Wow, that's a crazy question.
That on occasion have
That's
to
a crazy
speak on black matters and issues. Because of the space that they occupy.
I'd much rather listen to Schultz talk about black people than Rory. Rory is just like, I think he's kind of fun. He's kind of funny, but going back to the thing, it's kind of fucked up, man. I don't know if I would want to have a podcast with them. I'm gonna be real. I don't know.
With who?
Rory and Maul.
Word.
I don't know if I would.
Like a collab, like where we're interviewing them.
Yeah, or
talking with them?
yeah, because I don't know. I just don't know if that would be good at all. I've seen them collab with people. None of their collabs I thought have been entertaining.
They're a little dry. They're not good feature artists.
No, you know what I mean? Like they went to No Jumper, and I feel like there was no beef amongst them for them to have that dry of an interview for an hour and 40-minute podcast to only heat up the last 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like it took too long for them to get comfortable, I guess.
It was a slow burner.
It was a slow burn. And I guess we can say that, I guess we can also say that like this kind of speaks to AD. Adam was doing everything he could do. Adam's always been good at interviewing.
Yeah.
But AD is not the best interviewer, so I could say maybe he didn't have nearly as much help either to get to work both of them equally so that they can get warmed up at the same time. Adam was working both angles at the same time. And I remember after the show they were talking and they were like, how was that podcast? And they were like hype AD and Rory were talking, like hyping each other up, like, and AD was like, yeah, I think it'll be good because it's almost like we don't rock with each other for the first hour, but then I'm like, no, that wasn't good. Like,
no, that's
what made it suck. Like,
yeah.
I was like, damn, like, if y'all did have beef, can we get to it? Like,
that's not always a bad ingredient to like not like each other for the first hour.
It's not always, but that last 40 or that last hour got to be a banger.
But it's probably like Tech Stone, when Joe Budden went on Tech Stone.
That was amazing.
It was sensational.
Yeah.
I re-listened to that episode numerous times.
Yeah.
Just because.
That was amazing.
It was one of the best things I've ever heard.
But Tax did it correctly, though, in terms of when your guest sucks, say your guest sucks to your face, and then just slowly lose control because you feel like you're wasting time and I need to make this a decent episode anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to fake for the camera.
Right.
Publicly display that you are
how
upset
you're
with
feeling.
how this nigga is acting.
Right.
And talking to a nigga like Joe Budden, especially at that point in time.
Oh my God, he was only there to get under your skin.
With also how he was probably feeling about Tex.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily that he disliked him, but he might have felt indifferent.
He probably didn't.
And then there's a connection to 𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔬𝔐.
Yeah.
He probably didn't respect his intellect, for all we know. Like Joe
That's
Budden,
true.
he seems like the person who's like, you have to be smart in his head, which is
That is
something
very
completely
true.
different from actually being smart.
You have to pass his IQ.
standards.
His
His
barometer.
IQ. Yeah,
that's true. Because
Yeah.
even Tech Stone said on the podcast, he was like, "You can't treat me like I'm one of your third world Dominican
He
bitches.
did, yeah.
I read books, nigga."
You can't spin me. Yeah, I read. Yeah.
And when Joe Budden went on Brilliant Idiots with Rory, at first he wasn't really acknowledging Andrew too much, even though he was trying to bring up good takes and ask good questions.
Right.
He didn't acknowledge Andrew until maybe about 30, 40 minutes into where he made a good enough point to where it's like, all right, nigga,
I can't engage with
I'll
you.
spar with you. You got your stripes.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you do have to get to pass the Joe Budden intelligence test.
Yeah.
Which is impossible, probably.
because it changes every time. It changes based on how he feels.
It's probably harder than the CIA test. Nigga, my sister, right, a couple months ago, she got a job application for the CIA, right?
Okay.
So she's going through this process. She takes this test, right? It's not like a real test. It's like how would you react if you did something?
Yeah, it's to figure out what type of character
12
you have.
times
Personality test.
Personality kind of thing.
And like some times table shit, whatever.
Right.
She didn't get the job, but they told her why she didn't get the job.
Oh, word. They normally don't tell you.
They emailed her back and said you weren't competitive enough. Like
You
that
lacked
was the
edge.
reason.
She lacked edge.
She lacked vigor.
She didn't have ambition.
Damn. So the test exposed that she ain't have that dog in her.
And then when she came up to me, like, cause I was like, yeah, I see it. But then it was funny because it's like, wow, like
that's kind of crazy because you normally don't answer those tests genuinely. Like, the test they give you to figure out if you're a shoplifter or if you steal.
Yeah.
It's like I don't steal. I have the capability of stealing, but I'm answering these in the way that I think a job wants to hear.
And that's
what screwed her.
She's a vegan. She's honest and shit. You know what I
She's
mean?
too
Like,
honest.
you know how
Yeah,
they be.
yeah. Okay,
so
okay,
like,
yeah.
Like from the last, I applied to, you know, this job.
Yeah.
And they was like, you work well with others. Very true. Very, very true.
Exactly. I'm using the most. I'm using the most extreme, very positive answer.
I love others.
If your manager told you something you didn't like, would you shut the fuck up? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
like I ain't
for real though.
You know, because
literally.
that's what you do. But I guess she answered like honestly, which was already like you in the CIA, you can't lie. Come on now.
Bro, first of all,
You don't deserve to be here.
yeah, because the CIA, bro. Think about when you're at that level of that level of like government and police. We need savages. We need savages.
Neurotic people.
Yeah, you know, we need people that understand that there's things that they're taking to the grave.
Joe Budden had 2 career paths: podcasting and being a pundit or CIA agent.
And not to, you
know,
he'd have been great.
Not to get off on the side tangent, but I did watch a YouTube video and a short. It was about how a CIA officer, he was talking about how they tend to hire people with psychopathic tendencies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's like, you know, you got to be savage at times. You know, you got to.
Right. Yes.
Got to manipulate people.
Yeah, I need you to, like, if I ask you to clear this building out and there might be women and children inside, you just follow the order. Like, you know, like,
but I want to make
crazy
it,
shit like that.
I want to make it very clear. She was on the lowest level of CIA. She wasn't like ever going to be like, you know. I don't know, because
once you're in, you win.
They wouldn't tell you something like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
but she didn't get it.
They probably, like, you know how Bob Lazar was on Joe Rogan talking about how he signed up to work at Area 51 and had no idea what he was doing?
Exactly.
Like, they make it so vague and it's such high-class information.
Yeah.
High-class information. Such,
Highly
what's the term? What's the terminology?
Classified.
Classified information that they got to lie to you to even get you in the building.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
We're already starting off on a lying basis.
Yeah.
And if you can't lie with me, this ain't the right fit for you.
And she didn't get the job because she wasn't lying. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I would love to see Joe Budden should do that, like his own separate YouTube video. Like Joe Budden takes a CIA test.
He probably passed with flying colors, man.
Yeah,
he probably would have been a top agent, bro.
They give him a James Bond's rating.
Joe Clancy.
I can't find how old this nigga is, but I mean, out of the two, if I had to do a podcast with one, I would do a podcast with Rory.
Word.
I think Rory, because Rory, he's a lot more malleable. Ironic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's agreeable.
He's just more.
He can.
lot.
He can go with the ebbs and flow of a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
gonna play along.
He's a willing participant.
Right.
And
Maul will sit there for an hour and a half and not be a willing participant, but agree to show up.
But Maul will do it, but like for 10 seconds. Like he's not gonna go into a bit. You know what I mean? Like
he's not gonna tag. He's not gonna dunk the alley oop you threw.
Yeah.
Even though it's real obvious and all the people behind the camera saw it.
He gonna rebound it and give it back to you.
Right. To tell you shoot again. Yeah. So out of the two, I'm definitely going Rory. But when I think about if I would ever do a podcast with them, I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't turn nothing down. I mean, if they asked to do a podcast, we have said so much about them. That is going to be the basis of the podcast. Let me just remind you, because I don't know if your PR did work. I don't know if your PR did research. Let me tell you some of the things that I said about you.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Because you after I repeat these things, and I'm going to repeat them to your face, you might not want to sit down and do any content with me. Now I'm going to post the walkout. Let's get it clear.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to catch this win. I'll post the walkout, but I'm going to tell you, because some people just don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the thing that was like shocking with Flacco, where I was like, he's a good sport. Because I'm like, the first time he really responded to me directly was, I said on the 3-0 podcast, this nigga must not have heard what I said about him. I was talking hella shit. And then he responded, no, I heard it.
Yeah.
I said, oh, say less. Yeah, you just know how to, you understand the content.
Yeah.
Game,
you can dodge a tomato on stage.
Yeah. So it's like,
but
they don't
he might eat it. Yeah,
they don't strike me as the type to be able to do that, because I don't strike me as the type to do that. They can't find jokes from the outside, especially about that situation, funny.